My dad bought me Need for Speed 2 for the PlayStation, and it was completely unexpected. I didn't ask for it, and I honestly didn't even know what it was at the time. He just happened to see a friend playing it, thought it was cool, and brought it home. I remember him setting up the console, jumping through the menus, and eventually picking a car to drive a few laps. After some tinkering, he found the two-player option, and we started playing split screen. I was terrible. I vividly remember crashing from wall to wall on the easiest track, Proving Grounds. He didn't know much about the game either. We once tried the Outback level and both ended up stuck against the desert walls. He played with me for a few days, but after that, he never touched it again. Even though he moved on, I started playing for an hour or two every single day just to see what I could do. At 9 or 10 years old, I had no concept of how cars were supposed to handle. My strategy was simple. Go as fast as possible at all times. The brake button didn't exist to me. I'd take a car, hit 200 miles per hour, and drive it directly into a 90-degree turn. I'd crash, flip 10 times, reset, and do the exact same thing into the next wall. I genuinely thought there was some secret way to take those turns at full speed. I never even considered slowing down. I eventually got good enough with the McLaren to win on Proving Grounds, but I was still mostly restricted by my lack of skill. Around this time, my dad got a subscription to America Online. Browsing the early internet, I discovered cheat codes. This changed everything. I could finally unlock the bonus cars and tracks that my skill level had kept hidden from me. I found all the fun stuff too, driving as a T-Rex or choosing props in traffic cars as my vehicle. Interestingly, I didn't actually learn how to play this game until the sequel, Need for Speed 3, came out. That game had a brief tutorial that taught me how to use the handbrake to get around corners. After playing through the sequel, I went back to Need for Speed 2 with a new perspective. I was finally able to beat Knockout in tournament mode. I switched from the dash cam to the tail cam and actually started slowing down for corners. In arcade mode, I learned to abuse the handbrake mechanic to take almost any turn without proper braking. But eventually, that started to feel ridiculous and a little boring. To keep things interesting, I create my own fun by turning on full grids of heavy traffic. I'd plow into sedans at 200 miles per hour just to watch them fly over the track, or use the jumps to launch my own car into the air. But even that became stale. That's when I switched to simulation mode. It felt like an entirely different game, much harder, but far more rewarding. You couldn't just handbrake your way out of trouble anymore. You had to think about your speed, your line through the track, and even the elevation. It finally felt like I was really driving. Using a manual transmission meant I had to consider my gear and power band through every corner. I switched back to the dashboard camera, turned off the HUD, and relied on the working in-game speedometer and tachometer. There was a level of depth there that I haven't found in many racing games since. Despite the old graphics, that's the feeling that keeps me coming back to Need for Speed 2.